Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an eastern Kentucky county declares a state of emergency due to water outages and damage left behind by winter weather. And several schools in our region deal with their own water issues as they try to get students back into the classroom after winter break.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is now 4:59. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, Brandon, about a week ago, I feel like we were dealing with an Arctic blast, and now this morning it felt like summer almost walking in.
Very mild temperatures out there for early January, but we are watching the possibility for some strong to severe thunderstorms to our west. There's already some tornado warnings back out into south central Kentucky, but here is the thing. We are not in the path of those at the moment. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you'll see most of the action is heading in this direction right now. Eventually, it will start to move toward us, but right now we are in the dry sector. So we're going to continue to watch this, but right now we are not concerned about any major severe weather this way. This is why we are not in a first alert weather day yet. There is still time because we want to see a little bit more how this plays out for us in our region. Back out to the west. Again, some tornado warnings out toward Muhlenberg County, flash flood warnings for a lot of folks. So there is a lot of rain with this system. But again, it's kind of in a line there just south of Louisville, just west of Bowling Green and around the Lexington metro area. Temperatures are soaring. I should have taken this into consideration. Our temperature for usually this morning is going to be blown out of the water. So we might break some records today. Our record high at National Weather Service Office Jackson and the London Corbett Airport is 70. Forecasting 71. We're basically almost there in some areas already, like Manchester's at 69, Somerset's at 68, Irvine and London at 66 this morning. So an iced coffee type day. Don't even forget the normal day on the coffee meter, just an iced coffee type day. And the forecast this morning, again, will soar as that warm air surges in ahead of this front that's going to impact us a little bit later today, and that could bring us some chances for some strong storms. I'll have the latest forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon. University of Kentucky officials say they're working around the clock to fix buildings that saw damage after those bitterly cold temperatures last month. Pipes burst in some residence halls, causing damage to dorm rooms. But as Jim Stratman reports, officials are optimistic that things will be business as usual when the new semester starts.
A week ago, UK officials were coping with problem after problem thanks to sub-zero temperatures.
Burst pipes to busted coils to sprinkler heads busting. All in all, about 3 dozen buildings on campus received some sort of impact one way or another.
University spokesperson Jay Blanton says that officials have that situation under control and the repairs are coming along well.
Since that time, around the clock, we've had dozens of members, if not hundreds of members of our facilities crews and healthcare teams on campus, along with contractors that we have on a permanent basis like ServPro, working to get buildings back in shape. We feel really good about where we are with the vast majority of buildings being back fully operational tomorrow and almost everything else being up and running shortly thereafter.
Hagen Hall, right behind me, was one of the buildings that saw the worst damage. Blanton tells me that a pipe burst on the 5th floor of this building, which impacted a number of rooms.
The vast majority of them were minor damage, mostly some flooring that was wet, but minor damage. Those rooms will all be ready when students return.
But about 5 rooms had worse damage. Blanton says that those students will be moved to another residence hall for a few weeks while those repairs are finished. Blanton says that the quick response from crews has put them in good shape to bring students back with next to no disruptions. Reporting in Lexington, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
UK staff members are expected back on campus today. Students will move back in on January 8th with classes starting back up on the 9th. Martin County's water concerns continue after winter weather left communities cut off. A state of emergency has been declared because of the impacts caused by leaks and significant line breaks. Officials say the race to reconnect impacted areas ran up against a host of setbacks. While trying to refill the county's resources, officials are asking those with water access to use it responsibly.
Just be cognizant that we're trying to help an entire community here with water, so try to conserve and be understanding of the rest of the community.
Meanwhile, there will be no school in Martin County today due to the water issues. Several other schools across the region were still without water on Monday, causing districts to hold off the return of students and staff after Christmas break. Perry and Knott County schools called off school Monday because of this. Both of the schools' superintendents are hopeful that these issues will be resolved soon. Perry County Superintendent Kent Campbell said, quote, due to the water issues throughout the county, the decision was made to postpone returning to school until Tuesday, January 3rd. A couple schools did not have water, and many of our students' homes were impacted by the outages as well. We are hopeful the water will be restored to those who were still without it, and grateful for the employees who have been working diligently to repair the lines throughout the holidays. Perry County schools will be in session starting Tuesday, January 3rd. Knott County Superintendent Brent Hoover said Knott County schools are in a similar situation. Students there are also expected to return to the classroom today. Jones Fork is the one exception. Hoover said it is still experiencing a water outage, but students there are expected to return Wednesday if water service is restored. For the Martha Jane Potter Elementary School Cardinals in Letcher County, students, faculty, and staff were able to return to their nest. 5 months following the flood, the students at the school were able to return to their original building for the remainder of the school year. The school's principal, Amber Stewart, says this return speaks volumes about the resiliency of students and staff.
We've joked around and said this is the third time really we've had to get ready for school this year, but everybody's just rolled with it, and our parents and our students and especially our staff has just been like, okay, let's do it, and they've been able to pull it together somehow, so they're just amazing.
Letcher County School Superintendent Denise Yonts says this reopening is a step in the right direction for the school district and the community. There are still 2 other flood-damaged Letcher County schools that have yet to reopen, with those students at other schools. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, a winter storm that turned deadly in California makes its way across the country, possibly putting many Americans at risk.
And that storm system is increasing our chances the deeper the day we get around here. We'll track them for you and have their possible impacts in our region in about 3 minutes.